Kansas Speedway, just west of downtown Kansas City.
Hi, fellas. Having a good day here.
Kansas equals calamity.
It is slick. That grip you're looking for is up there by the wall. And, of course, by the wall is where the danger is.
Got to keep up with the racetrack.
That misstep, that issue could be right around the corner every lap.
We'll go out here and battle this whole place all day.
Doesn't matter the playoff points and all the other implications. Number one is to get the win.
It's now or never. It's all or nothing.
Drivers, start your engines!
Playoff drivers delivered in qualifying. Good handful of them inside the top 10 as we anticipate the green flag. 6 straight weeks in the Xfinity Series, and then we'll crown a champion. The run begins today. We are green here at Kansas.
Really good start for Taylor Gray there.
Yeah, great start. Allgaier all over the back of Sam Mayer as he gives him a little bit of a push down into turn 1. That distance being shorter, you see, is an advantage for Jones, but if he can stay with that side draft, Taylor Gray on the outside, it's Mayer going to try to make it 3 wide in the middle.
I saw Jones pull it away, and here comes Mayer in the 41. Dancing on the white line. Gray getting it wound up outside lane in the 54.
But we saw a pass for the lead when we were in break here. Just Allgaier caught up to Taylor Gray, and it was a very similar move as to how he got in the second past Brandon Jones. Side drafts down the backstretch, uses that momentum and the shorter distance to the bottom here, and then slowly slides up the racetrack to cut off the air there of Taylor Gray, and that's how he took the lead and started to vault away from that 54, Dylan.
Let's go a little bit further up in the field. Connor Zilic currently running in the 5th position and has made a couple of gains since starting 7th, but man, this team was so confident coming into this race. Connor finished here 4th last year, and then you think about his team, crew chief Marty Lindley and the group around him, they were the one team, the majority of them last year, they won stage 2, so a lot of confidence, but right now, just chasing the balance. Take a listen to what Connor's saying on the radio.
Now I just got tight. I don't know. Solo place. Obviously low grip, just keeping easy with it. Just helps us drive down the straightaways. Your entry and centers all pretty equal. I think my final consensus is loose in, tight off.
That's pretty typical of Kansas and not what the crew chief wanted to hear.
Final lap, stage 1. Allgaier with a 5-second advantage over the field. Jones, Mayer, Zilic, and Gray up there in the top 5. You talk about the opportunity to advance. Allgaier comes in 53 above the playoff cut line. Give him 10 more right here. 12-stage win of 2025 for the champ, Justin Allgaier, who's got his sights set on a return to the round of 8. Progressive pit road is open, and all the leaders making their way down. Here's Dylan.
And Brandon Jones finished 2nd in that stage. Said the rear grip in his car was really, really strong all the way through the corner, but was starting to get a little bit tight with the front of the car. Just asked for more front turn. Taylor Gray sort of had the opposite problem, was building loose everywhere. They'll make a chassis adjustment. Also said he was tight center, so typical Kansas problem for the 54, Kim.
As you see the 41 of Sam Mayer stop in his box, he said, man, I'm just in a 4-wheeled slide late in the run, looking for more grip. They'll put fresh tires, Sunoco fuel. Justin Allgaier, bottom of your screen, said tight landing exit, but can't afford to give up any lateral. Jim Pullman said, I'm actually going to tie you up just a tad with air pressure since we're putting on sticker tires versus the scuffs you started the race on.
Brandon Jones, Justin Allgaier, and this time around, Jones, as the control car, says, give me the outside lane, unlike the start of the race.
Yep, you see Allgaier's going to beat his inside. We'll see. It's all about, you got to get to the lead before you get back to turn 1. If you're on the bottom, you see the 20 gets a little bit of a push from Mayer. Is it going to be enough? Looks like 3 of them are lined up in that outside row.
Justin fought back well on the bottom and side drafted. And now Sam Mayer at the top, putting Brandon Jones in the middle.
Yeah, and that isn't going to complete the pass, but it did hold up Jones just enough that he doesn't have the momentum. So Brandon just doesn't have that short run car that he needs.
Look at Sammy Smith getting his teammate down to the inside.
You see that outside groove just does not have the grip. The bottom looks like they do. Both those cars on the outside, you can see them chasing their cars all the way.
Burns around. Goes for a ride. Brennan Poole avoids him in the 44. Second caution of the day. Jeb was struggling a lap down back in the 29th spot when it got away from him.
We actually saw a shot of his tire under brake right front in that first stage, sort of unraveled a little bit, what caused him to go a lap down, and now this. And really tough day for Jeb.
Allgaier, the control car, inside lane driver 7. And once again, outside to hit Brandon Jones, and they're getting squirrely as we go green.
Sammy Smith was all over the place. It almost looked like he got into the back of Jones, and then Zilic got into the back of him.
it's like it checked him up, and there's a bit of bumper tag there as they're all trying to get the power down. It's a really slick restart zone as Sheldon Creed at the back of the screen there in the yellow car shoots to the outside 3 wide, trying to make up positions.
And Brandon Jones going to take control
Power
outside
move.
lane, and he just hammers around Allgaier.
Yeah, his mid-corner speed was huge. It was almost like Justin couldn't pick the throttle up the way the 20 did. You see right here as they go through 3 and 4, Jones goes to the bottom to take a little bit of air away, see if he can keep control of this race. Yeah, the one thing, though, that we do see is how good that 7 car is. To be able to get the lead back that quick. Looking at his lap times right now, 3 to 4 tenths quicker than what second place can run. 7 car has a rocket ship today.
Really only one more box for him to check, and that will be in the final stage of the race. How good are they on the really long haul? Beyond that, they've answered all the questions today. Short run, restart, they're doing it all. Allgaier showing off once again on the mile and a half. And let's get an update now on race leader Justin Allgaier, looking for another stage victory here, Kim.
Yeah, but remember the beginning of this stage, those first few laps, he thought maybe they had a loose left side wheel. The crew went back, looked at their pit stop, felt confident they got all of the lug nuts tight on that left side. Here was the most recent communication from Justin the team on what he was feeling.
Still don't love the left side, just FYI. Oh, it's fine, it's not getting any worse. I'm just letting you know whatever it is I'm feeling, it's just this set.
Final lap, stage 2. What a day for Justin Allgaier. Led close to 70 laps. You know, he's led nearly 400 laps this season in mile-and-a-half competition. He's already won twice, got it done in Las Vegas and Miami, and in position again today. It's a wheat state sweep of the stages for Justin Allgaier. He's a Midwest guy from Illinois, and so far, so good today here at Kansas. So who's going to get control for the final stage of the race? Pit stops always big. Number 1 pit stall goes to Allgaier here. Progressive pit road is open. They're coming your way, Dylan.
And a great day continues for Brandon Jones in the 20. Felt like they helped his late exit feeling on that run, but still asked for more help in the center with turn. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment, 4 tires and fuel, and a chassis adjustment. Sammy Smith said he fired off too tight, but then he got looser as the run went on. They'll make an air pressure adjustment to try to calm that down, Kim.
Well, for Sam Mayer in the 41, free but good. He said too free to fire off for sure, but I think it will be good for the long run coming up, so no major adjustments as they put 4 fresh Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel on that. Then sweeping the stages, Justin Allgaier, no major complaints, just a teeny tiny bit snug late center, but no planned adjustments. They might put a piece of tape right there, you see, on the front of the grill.
And the race off pit road, and Allgaier going to lose a few positions here. Jones wins it off. +2 for Connor Zilic, who goes to 2nd. Mayer holds in 3rd, Sammy Smith the 4th. Allgaier falls down to 6th, losing 5 spots in the race off Progressive Pit Road. In the front row here, Brandon Jones, Connor Zilic. Zilic has not led a lap today. Last time he didn't lead a lap in a race, Rockingham, Easter weekend. We'll see if the 88 can get to the front. Brandon Jones in charge as we begin the final stage.
And Brandon was able to get the lead on the outside in this last restart, but if you look, Mayer gives a huge push to the 88. It's going to have them cleared as they go through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, we saw Sammy Smith get squirrely once again. That's the 2nd restart in a row where he spun the tires and not able to get the power down. It wasn't able to give the push to Brandon Jones. We see some cars avoiding Dean Thompson, who just got the wall off turn 2.
But we had the playoff standings in. And I'll go back and reiterate something I said during practice today. When you look at the margins, the separation between 8th and 9th of those advance next weekend and those that don't, it's always inside of 5 points, basically, right? So every position being a point, you got to go get all you get, because you never know when that pass, middle stage of a race, can be the difference. Speaking of which, Jesse Love, the issues on pit road 2 has been rallying up 8 positions since the green flag went back in the air, Kim.
Justin's trying so hard to get that top to work in. I think he's probably a little bit frustrated, Parker, based on the fact he led this race. They had the bad pit stop. It got him behind, and honestly, I thought that he was going to be able to drive right back to the front. Let's hear what Allgaier has to say on the radio.
You ever want to know why track position is important? I'm showing it to you right now. Yep. Hang in there, bud.
Well, absolutely. This has turned into a track position race, and I think a lot of it is because we haven't seen that top groove come in. It hasn't been as dominant as what we've seen in the past. You see Hill's going to fight Allgaier really hard here. I think there's no doubt the 7's been a little bit of better car as he slides up in front of him, but
crossover. Here comes
Austin's going to slide right up. beside him here.
He's not going to make it easy on him at all.
And why would you, right?
Well, he knows what's at stake here, and he knows that that's one of the dominant cars of the season. Every spot matters for Austin Hill right there. 8 below the cut line as they currently run. He's going to fight tooth and nail for this spot and not make it easy on Justin Allgaier to go up there.
If this can run green and these guys race side by side for a little bit, you're going to see the 7th car of Allgaier come back into the picture.
And they're catching up with some lap traffic as well. So a lot to navigate here. Potential green flag pit stop, racing for the lead, lap traffic. Here comes Brandon Jones, shooting by on the inside. Zilich looking down low. Crossover 88.
This is exactly what Allgaier needs, because these guys racing each other. It's fun for us to watch. It's crushing their lap times. He's running about a half a second quicker every lap. Let's see, it's down to 4.5 seconds this lap. He is moving to the front really quick right now.
The other thought here, you put tires on now. These teams have another set. Should we get a caution late in the race? 4 sets laying when the day began. Mayers made his pit stop. Here's his teammate Sheldon Creed with 58 to go, Kim.
Yeah, and Sheldon started off the day just with the balance he did not need or want. Big complaints. They've worked to get it better. Most recently said, just the biggest thing I'm dealing with is free in, free off. Maybe there's a tip, half a second slightly slow on that right side. 4 fresh Goodyear tires, Sunoco Fuel. As we also have the 7 of Justin Allgaier making his way down pit road, just complaining about dirty air for that machine. He said, I lost all lateral on it. Despite that, there are not going to be any big changes, just maybe a slight air pressure adjustment for Justin Allgaier, Dylan.
Taylor Gray is in. The Joe Gibbs cars both getting ready to make their pit stops. We see the 54 here. Taylor had just reported that he was a little bit edgy on entry, then a little bit tight. Looked like maybe slow on the left rear. Jesse Love is in, as is Brandon Jones, the race leader. He will hit his marks near the top of pit road. Rear grip was the biggest issue he had that entire run, and also said their exit was as bad as it's been. They were loose at that part of the corner. They'll make an adjustment, 4 tires and fuel for Jones.
He pits with 56 to go. Allgaier had already made his stop, and we showed you the delta. It was right around 4 seconds when the cycle began. Jones, the race leader, back to Allgaier, but Allgaier pitting earlier may be able to make something out of it. Sammy Smith also making his stop.
Zilich sliding into pit road right there. Absolutely crossed up and sideways as he's braking to get on pit road.
He's going to pit with 55 laps remaining. Scheduled green flag pit stops at Kansas. And we'll see how the cycle ends here with all these front runners getting their service. There is Allgaier. He gets by Hill, and he had already passed him as Zilich makes his pit stop.
We point out he was sliding in under his braking. He was trying to get everything he could, so he wondered, was that slow? Was my pit stop slow? Give me some information just so I understand what happened here.
But to put all that in perspective, when the cycle began, Jones had a 4-second advantage over 4th. He's now got a 4-second advantage over what would be 2nd place once Queen comes down and makes a pit stop.
Let's take a look right here. You see Allgaier and Mason Massey right here. I think they're going to have some contact as maybe Justin comes back up on the track. They're going to be 3 wide.
We got Justin Bonsignor spun into the wall hard.
Justin Bonsignor head first into the wall off the corner. It had an outstanding day.
That's big impact.
A lot of time inside the top 10.
He had a great day going.
Yes.
He did. We've been talking about him all day. That 19 car obviously won the last time we were out, and Justin had been doing a great job.
He was running 13th when it got away from him.
Oh, big impact.
Here they are coming off of turn 2.
Oh, it's almost like Nick just misjudged that. I mean, it almost wrecked Sanchez as well. You slide up, you get tied off turn 2, and it's almost like he just misjudged how much room he had right there. And unfortunately for Justin, he got caught. And then you start heading for that inside wall. You see the impact. Those rear tires come completely off the ground.
Justin Allgaier, the race leader. A strategy call to stay out here. Let's get an update. Driver 7. Here's Kim.
Yeah, we talked about how Jim Pullman wanted him to do the opposite of the other leaders. Here's him on the radio telling his driver what his thought was behind the choice.
We've earned good points at both stages, right? They're going to be a second faster than everybody. They're going to come flying by you. You're just going to have to do your thing. If you don't green out 10 laps, 15 laps, it's a second in 10 laps. 1 second of fall off in 10 laps. So if you can recover that a little bit, we will be sitting in a catbird seat.
Wave arounds here go to Raja Karut, the 1 of Carson Quapple, 28 of Kyle Sieg. Free pass goes to Christian Eckes, who restarts 15th. 38 laps remaining at Kansas.
Watch the 20 when we get down here to turn 1, because they're gonna. You'll see the big difference in the grip. You see they're already splitting them out 3 or 4 wide back in the pack.
Great launch by Justin Allgaier, though. I was worried for them on these older tires to be able to get a launch. Great job as Sam Mayer fades quickly. That was the best thing Justin could do, is try to just get away.
Yeah, but look at the difference right there. The speed. Allgaier gets cleared by 3 cars down the backstretch. He had to check up because he got into the wall a little bit off the exit at turn 2. Look at Jesse Love on the outside getting a big run. Oh, got tight.
There's Love, that red and white number 2. Mayer on those older tires, going in the wrong direction. You know, Zilich has been, you talk about what he's done last 15 races. 15 consecutive top 5s. That matches Sam Ard for the best run all time when you talk about consecutive top 5 finishes. He could break the record here today. We know about his wins, already owns the record for most wins by a rookie. The youngest driver to do so many things in the history of the Xfinity Series. And despite the fact he's so good on points, he'd love to punch his ticket with win number 10 and go to the round of 8. You know, as we get down to 15 laps to go, we've been talking a lot about the playoff standings and the impact of what we'll have next week in the elimination race at the Roval, and that's a big, big deal. But I don't want to lose sight of the fact of the performance of all the playoff drivers here today, and that we will begin the round of 8 at another 1.5 miles in 2 weeks' time at Las Vegas, and some of the carryover and the message that can be sent to the competition today, the confidence that can be developed. Winning today and going to the round of 8 is a big deal. But if you win in Las Vegas in 2 weeks, you're championship eligible, and you have a couple of extra weeks to prepare for a run at the title in Phoenix. So today, a little bit of a precursor maybe to a really big moment for someone in 2 weeks' time. And the white flag going to go in the air this time for Brandon Jones. 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank.
No need to push the issue right here. He's got almost a 3-second lead on Connor Zilich behind him. He can ride right behind these guys. Just bring it home.
He was at Joe Gibbs Racing before, went to Junior Motorsports, unable to make the playoffs the last 2 years. But he comes back to drive for the coach, and it's been a great 2025 for number 20. Hello, round of 8. Brandon Jones, the king at Kansas.
Total domination right there, Brandon Jones. Great work. Damn, I'm flipping for it. There we go.
Really, I think there was a lot of people as Kansas was in this round saying if Brandon Jones is a part of the playoffs, that's the race for him. And I think he knew that. He talked about it before the playoffs to us, his confidence here. He talked about it all weekend, goes and wins the pole, wins the race. That confidence parlayed into great performance.
And I don't care what your advantage is going to the Roval, you never feel comfortable, right?
Oh, no.
And now he doesn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, the Roval as a fan, it's a tremendous playoff race. As a driver, it's a terrible one because there's so many unknowns in the way that you would capitalize on stage points there. The one thing I'll tell you about Brandon Jones is I feel like he's put more effort in this year than he has throughout his whole career. He knew that coming back over here to Joe Gibbs Racing was his opportunity. The success he had here before, the work he put in the offseason. It's been a great year for the 20 team.
How about Joe Gibbs Racing? They were so good to start the playoffs at the Cup level, and they're 2-0 in the Xfinity Series. 7th career win for Brandon Jones. He grabs that checkered flag and eventually will make his way to Mobil 1 Victory Lane.